Glenn, can you tell us a little bit about Morgan Street Document Systems and what you guys do?
Absolutely. So Morgan Street was founded in 2005 with the simple premise of helping individuals and their families better manage all the content that they have in their lives, everything from financial statements to estate plans to vital medical information, and we allow them to have one place to store all that information, to secure it, and then to share it where appropriate.
So Glenn, can you describe your solution from a technical perspective and why you chose Microsoft technology, specifically SharePoint, for your platform?
So Morgan Street originally built a beta product, and we built it on Zythos, which is a lower-end document management platform, open source database, and Unix. And we did that, and we proved out the concept very quickly. When we proved it out, though, the challenge was that we realized we were onto something, and it was larger than the beta that we put together. So we quickly went back to the drawing board and re-architected the entire solution from the ground up. And in doing that, we evaluated the document management engines out there in detail. And I've specifically been working with document management since the early 90s. I've seen the Documentums, the FileNets, OpenText, all of those folks out there. And we evaluated them all. And we came down to Zythos, SharePoint, and Alfresco as kind of our three finalists. And we ended up going with SharePoint from the perspective of it was highly configurable. It had the resources of Microsoft behind it, and it provided us, most importantly, the one key word, which was a platform. We weren't looking for a document management application. We were looking for a platform that allowed us to build our document management application on top of it. And ultimately, at the end of the day, SharePoint was the solution for many reasons: cost, scalability, security, performance, and we've proven that was a good decision.
How is the Morgan Street Document Systems platform a unique use of SharePoint?
So I think the interesting thing about what we've done with SharePoint, there's actually three, I think. First and foremost, with SharePoint, we have taken document management to the consumer. Document management is a really hard thing to get your hands around. It's a science, and big companies with lots of resources still really struggle with this situation today. So what we're doing is we're taking this big complex solution in managing documents, and we're taking that, boiling it down to the core components, and we're taking that out to the consumer. So that's one. Two, we're doing it as software as a service and via the cloud, which is of course all the rage right now. But what we're doing is we're basically taking SharePoint as the core of our application, our foundation, and we're now using that as a software as a service solution for our clients. And then the third thing is that we're using it as a platform. People implement document management. People implement SharePoint. What we've done is taken the SharePoint platform, and we've built our own application layer on top of that. And what's really interesting is that we don't want to be constrained in what we deliver based upon the tools and the technologies. And SharePoint was really the only solution out there that gave us the platform, so we could take and harness the power of Microsoft, harness the power of SharePoint, but deliver a solution to the consumer, most of which today for us are high net worth individuals who aren't going to take the time to learn a new system, learn a technology, and put something in front of them that they can gain value from day one.
How would you describe West Monroe's strategy, implementation, and technical capabilities around the SharePoint sort of suite of technologies?
Quite frankly, it's the best I found. I did an extensive search over about 9 months specifically for this project, and as I mentioned, I've been working with document management for about 15 years now. So I've seen a lot of services partners in this area come and go, and I've learned a lot because I've done a lot of consulting work or work with consultants on projects like this. So when I set out to find a partner, we're a startup. We had limited cash, limited runway, and we need to get something out that was exceptional. And so I had, I basically built a spreadsheet that said, here are the 20 different attributes that I'm looking for. And then for each of those attributes, I had started with 9 vendors, and I narrowed it down to 3. And then for each of those vendors, what I did is I said, what's my degree of confidence that they will, succeed in each of these areas, or they have the skill set, high, medium, or low. And then for each one of those areas, I ranked each vendor 1, 2, or 3, so who was the best. And at the end of that evaluation, West Monroe came out on top, and it was a distant #1 from the other partners out there that we looked at. And
Give me 3 words that come to your mind when you think about West Monroe Partners.
Wow, that's probably the first word I would say. It gets back to the last question, was delivery. And you know, we wanted to get ahead of the market. We knew, and we still believe, what we're doing, others are going to do and enter the market, and timing is of the essence. And West Monroe Partners was able to meet our very tight time frames and to meet our budget. And first and foremost, any partnership, it starts with being able to deliver. The second would be exceptional. Exceptional processes, exceptional reporting and tracking, exceptional people. And of course, you can't underestimate, that's the asset of West Monroe Partners. And I think it's that exceptional people that make this an exceptional firm. And then lastly, I would just say it's partnership. For me, West Monroe Partners originally started out as a vendor, and when we selected them, and very quickly got to the point where we had a very tight partnership. And now, even when we're releasing a new product coming here in a couple short months, and we've consulted with West Monroe Partner all the way, and even on business model items, just it's really kind of come into this notion of not just someone who's doing work for us and we're paying them. It's really about that strategic relationship and partnership, which is so many times overused, but really West Monroe defines that word.